I'm here today with Wong Siew Yap, the Managing Director of Linde Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Siew Yap, SY, thank you for joining us on InvestKL Conversations. Now, we understand that your presence in Malaysia is very much anchored by a remote operations center, which necessitates a very well-trained and very experienced workforce. How have you found building out this workforce in Malaysia?
Let's start with what really is a remote operations center, or what we call as in ROC. Really, it is a nerve center, to monitor, control, and operate our plants throughout, not just only Malaysia, but in the greater region of Southeast Asia, and maybe eventually expand into even the South Pacific. And in this course of the setting of ROC, one of the key criteria that we need to take into account are the technical or engineers that we may take up, to man this nerve center. They need to be well-trained, versatile, as well as to look beyond just not only the plants in Malaysia, but across the whole region.
Are you telling us that we actually do have a surfeit of necessary experience in this country?
I wouldn't say that, we have surplus or surfeit of manpower of this nature, but we do have the required resource or talent that makes Linde's requirements. I can tell you that, Malaysia was not chosen just because we raised our hand. We had to fight for it within the Linde world. But at the end of the day, I feel that we have a workforce in Malaysia, that has been nurtured over so many years, with good command of the English language, flexible, and to be able to be culturally sensitive, to interact with, nationalities in other countries. And that's why we position Malaysia as being a good candidate for the Linde ROC for Southeast Asia. Of course, you got infrastructure, connectivity, and livability as well within Malaysia that makes us eventually the selected choice. But at the same time, I must admit, I've had the help, of a few bodies, regulatory bodies, as well as, people like InvestKL, who has come along, to support even our candidature within our Linde group.
What kinds of assistance did these bodies assist you with?
They were very, very helpful in coming across to say, hey, look, you could qualify for some special status, and you may get some incentives as well. And more importantly, they actually, help us follow through and coordinate all the applications that are necessary to eventually help us to execute the project, which today, now we're in 6 months of operations.
Ultimately, when the board at Linde was making the decision to locate your remote operation center in Malaysia, was it ultimately a difficult or easy decision?
Although we were very confident that we could make a good case for Malaysia and for Linde Malaysia specifically, but we do have a make-up case, both from a financial return perspective, as well as to actually bring up to speed the stakeholders within our organization, what Malaysia's government and regulatory framework can offer and be sustained in the years going forward. Consistent sets of rules, regulations, has helped us to implement this project. And today, I must admit, it is, a key milestone for us in Malaysia.
That's why we've been seeing that Malaysia has been creeping up. In fact, KL has been creeping up the ease of doing business rankings on a global basis. Has that really been borne out in your personal experience? And what specifically are measures that you like in terms of doing business in KL?
Before we embark on this project, InvestKL came across to us, and they have continued to pick up on that. And in fact, they push us to see, how they could have helped us to actually evolve as well as to implement our project. And they were intensive, and they were persistent in following up with us.
SY, thank you for talking to us on the InvestKL Conversations.
You're most welcome. I'm glad to be able to share my views with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.